Come to the Grand Egyptian Museum, the biggest all over the whole world. Okay, so where we have by the entrance, we are going to find the most greatest, powerful pharaoh or king in ancient Egyptian history, Ramses II. Ramses II. Okay, this pharaoh, this king, already assigned to him that he built the most magnificent temple all over Egypt. Okay, the most colossal statues gets back to him. So he ruled Egypt for almost 67 year ago. It was full of prosperity, so many invasions to expand the Egyptian empire. Okay, so that's why we put him by the entrance of the museum. The most famous one. This will be the transitional station. And by the end of the gallery over there, I'm going to find the pyramids, which is the final destination. This is the last, okay, the last part in the king's or the queen's life. Right. So that's why the way of such a design or such a tactic or technique. So it is in purpose just to mimic how was the main belief or the main concept of the pharaohs or the kings. Right. Afterlife. So this is still a part, so that the king is in need for a specific kind of wishes, spells, okay, blessings, to be able to pass such these gates in the life after. So that's why they put these gates just to reach safely during his journey to the life after. So that's why they added it here, and sometimes they used to put it by the entrance of their temples, which like a sign, like a pylon. Okay, to decorate the entrance, especially for what we call the sanctuary part. So the holy of the holiest part of that. So you can make your way in here in the middle. I can take a picture. So the word Sphinx is actually a Greek word, because the early historians who gave that much care to the ancient Egyptian civilization, they are the Greeks. When they came here by the 4th century, okay, Herodot, you know Herodot? Okay, so Herodot, okay, so he gives that much care to this. Even he gives the title for any image that carry, for any statue that do combine between two different figures. So that's why he gave it the title Sphinx. Okay, Sphinx. So this means like two shapes in one. Okay, and this is the upper part of the obelisk. Okay, this is the upper part of the obelisk. So just to depict the god of the goddess, we call it Osiris. The main god as well is the god of creation and the god of paradise. We call it Osiris or Osiris, and he's characterized like he takes the shape of a human being, a creature with two big feathers. Okay, so we call him Osiris. Okay. Do you remember the story of Isis and Osiris? Okay, so this is Osiris. Yes. There's something important while we are in front of these statues. These two statues, this one and this one, represent the god of art. His name is Ptah. This was the main god in Memphis, which was the oldest capital in Egypt. It was erected by Mina or Narber. Do you remember the guy with the two mythological, who depicted the two mythological animals in a plate we saw yesterday?
Yes.
So that's why later on in Hollywood movies, the people take this for Oscar. Oscar prize.
Okay.
Am I right? Depicted in next to the god. Its name is Horus.
Horus.
Yes, Horus, the god of protection. So, but this here represents the goddess, we call it Ra'a, Hor Akhti, means Horus. So, or even the eagle who's flying in the sky. So this is here, his name is Ra' Hor Akhti, attached by the Pharaoh or the king Ramses. Remember, as we saw yesterday, for any pharaoh or any king, so to be in the middle of a Tiryat attached by two main goddesses, god of art and Sekhmet, god of war, in here. And they put all together like in one piece, one block. So in one piece, one block that carries three different figures, so we call this Tiryat. Tiryat, it is, yes. Okay, with two horns and solar disk with cow ears. This represents Hathor, and above Hathor is a cobra, which is a sign for protection as well. Okay, Hathor. This is the main god for motherhood and love. Okay, so now we reach to the burial part. The burial part where we're going to find the different sarcophagi in here. Okay, so we saw so many yesterday in the Egyptian Museum, and before they put the deceased or the mummy, the tunnel of the lead, it was bigger, just to be easy for them to carry. And once they put the mummy inside, they started, and the treasures inside, they started to break this, okay, to make it more harder, just in case later on if the tomb raiders, they got inside the tomb.
Right.
So that's why they are going to find it hard. So, and the most important thing in the coffin, just to give that much care to the lid, to make it very heavy. So, because the most important part in the burial chamber is the sarcophagus and what is inside the sarcophagus.
Right.
So they used already in some times, okay? So just to make the lid take the shape or take the same facial features of the deceased.
Right.
After mummification, definitely the facial features for the pharaoh or the king is going to change. So that's why he had some doubts, maybe his soul will not be able to recognize him. So let's work on making the same facial features for the deceased inside his coffin or inside his sarcophagus to be on the lid, just to let his soul identify or recognize him well in the life after.
Right.
Last, the final point in every creature to reach to this, which is the final destination for all creatures, just to be buried in a tomb like this. So that's why I told you, technically or as a kind to mimic how was the main concept for the ancient Egyptian belief or life. So just to mimic that this will be the end. So that's why this is the last part of the Grand Gallery. So just to make the visitors see the pyramids to be the final part in here. Okay.